Therefore, it is stories for children. And today, I say today because I could say this evening, this afternoon, this morning, wherever you are in this big wide world, we're broadcasting from Greece, um, where Despina Ario is is going to regale us magnificently with stories from Greece. So marvelous. That's the beta coming in now.
Yeah, I got her.
You got it. I've got this. So take it away, Despina.
Thank you,
I
Lord.
might
Thank you, dear
disappear in the
John.
middle of this thing. So if I can mention before you start, we've got a global story round tomorrow morning at 10 or UK time, 10 a.m. UK time. Uh, and that's the middle of the night for those on the transatlantic side. Um, well, transatlantic from here, you understand.
I
It's
understand it.
transatlantic from the other side. But anyway, that's complex. We're getting into philosophy now. Uh, and that's so Australia and the Far East can join us. So, the spinner, your stories.
Thank you, my darling. Thank you, dear John. Is the sound okay?
It's perfect.
Yeah, okay, great,
Yes.
great. So, as my dear friend John told you guys, I will try, I'll do my best to entertain you. However, not necessarily with Greek stories, not stories from Greece, stories from all over the world. The world is my favorite soup. So, I have fed my kid. I have fed my dogs, fed the cat, fed the bunny, and I'm all set to feed your mind with stories. But before we begin, I would so much like to see my favorite king among royalty all over the globe, King Louis, but he's not here. I hope he will catch up on the recording. So I have a little riddle. Guys, let's see. It goes like this. I have large eyes. I see in the dark, and I sit high on a tree bark. I hunt at night without a sound. And when I hoot, I'm easily found. They say I'm wise, though I speak little. Surely you've found the answer to this riddle. What am I?
I know, I know,
Owl.
I know, I know, I know. Shut up, Babasi. I know, I know.
You first.
Go Peyton!
You're an owl.
Oh no! Yay!
And Babasi is just owl and needs to keep quiet. Okay, that's it. I'm out.
Oh,
As you
promises,
see,
promises.
as you see, this story starts. Well, as you will see, because owls are found everywhere, all over the world, really. And they are one of my favorite, hoot hoot, Evita, one of my favorite birds among the remaining dinosaurs because, well, first of all, let's say they are connected to wisdom in mythology of my country. They were Athena's, the goddess Athena's signature bird, representing her wisdom. And other than that, personally, on a more personal level, since I had a mom who is long gone now, but I did have a mom, who pretended to know everything. Not entirely sure she did, but she had an answer for everything. So my father would codename her his owl. So you see, I am very fond of this bird for many, many reasons. So I start our session today with a little brown owl who lives in a place very far away from Greece. Think tropical, think loads and loads of green and plants and weird insects and buzzing sounds and tweeting and chirping and a wonderful tropical forest. And up there's a mountain with a very sharp cliff And in the middle of that cliff, there is a lake. You couldn't have a weirder geological phenomenon. But because it is located on that cliff, no other animals can climb up unless they have wings. So only birds visit that lake. It is the birdie lake. It is their favorite place because there they are safe from predators. They very much enjoy this lake and they call it the Emerald Lake because of the color of water. But in reality, we people with our vision, we wouldn't be able to see the green the birds see. We would call it iridescent. The hues would change among light pink and light purple and bluish and greenish to our eyes. So in this very magical place, the birds go and have their swim. Now, you can imagine in a place like this, all kinds of weird birds, weird looking birds go and have their favorite time of the day splashing, splashing in the waters and getting rid of the too much exterior heat through it. Now, among the companies of birds that visit this place is the little brown owl and her friends. And this owl, she does not hang out with other owls, weirdly. She hangs out with the most peculiar kinds of birds. She has a toucan, the bird with a very large yellow bill, and she has a woodpecker with a very red crest upon his head, and she has what was the other one? It was not a hummingbird. Let me remember. Ah, of course, it was a cockatoo. This very, very colorful parrot with a red, bright red and blue and green feathers all over his body and his long tail. So they go there swimming every day until one day the birds go and the owl is not there. They don't notice at first. They just enjoy the water and they have fun and they splash each other and they dive deep and they reach high and they fly a little bit so they can get rid of the excess of water among their feathers and they go back into the shallow waters. But at some point, one of them realizes that the owl is not there. And that's weird, because the owl is there every day. Every day the owl, their friend, she's there with them, but not that day. So they decide to go and see, ask her, just call underneath her tree. If she's sick or something, if she needs something. So they go there and they call out for the owl. And the owl from inside the hole of the tree where she nests, she says, "Wait guys, I'm not ready yet." Ready? What does it take to get ready? The birds are always ready. They are born ready. Anyway, they give her a couple of minutes and when she comes out, shyly at first and then proudly walking on the branch, they can see that their friend looks very, very different from what she used to. Because now her brown feathers are covered with green leaves. She must have stuck them on her using some kind of mud, and underneath she has put red rose petals on her chest and her tail, and she has tried to put some rose petals on her head and create this kind of crest. And they look at her and they look at each other and they elbow each other and one of them giggles and then they all burst out laughing. And the owl is terribly, terribly offended by their behavior, and she goes back inside her hole on the tree trunk. Well, once they're done laughing, they realize it was not very nice of them to do that, so they call out for the owl. Please come out. We're sorry, we didn't mean to laugh. It was just you took us by surprise. And very proudly and very hurt, egoistically hurt, the owl comes out and she says, well, I tried, guys. I tried to look my best. I tried to look like you. I'm sorry my effort failed. Well, the birds now look at each other and they look at Owl and they can see she's really sad and they ask more questions like friends do. Like, why would you need to try and look like us? I mean, you're a totally different bird. You're yourself. Well, look, I don't have a nice voice. Other kinds of birds tweet and chirp and I can only hoot. Well, yes, their friends tell her that's what owls do, and one day when you will be looking for a mate, you will find the one who has the best hooting among all your suitors, and you'll choose that to be your companion for life. Yes, okay, I see what you mean. Yes, I do know that other owls hoot just like me, but you see, what about look at my wings, look at my feathers, they're all this beige brown color. You can hardly see me when I'm sitting on a tree. I mean, I'm invisible. Look at you, cockatoo, look at your bright colors. Everybody can see you no matter where you are, no matter what tree you sit on. People notice, birds notice, animals notice. Yes, dear owl, it is as you say. I do enjoy and take pleasure in my beautiful colors, but as you said, well, I get seen whether I like it or not. Sometimes this might be a dangerous thing, you know. Some predator might see me when I try to hide. It's not very easy for me to hide. And sometimes people steal parrots. Did you know that, Owl? Not really. We don't get many of these species in our part of the woods. We don't, you're right, but I have friends who have friends, and they told me that some people, because they like our colors and they want to have us and keep us as pets, they steal us from the woods and they keep us in cages. Can you imagine? Oh God, that sounds terrible, says Owl. It is, Kakadu says, but you have this color that makes you invisible, as you say. Sometimes when you're sitting on a tree branch, the only thing we can see is your eyes, and that is when you turn your face to look around like you do. Otherwise, we wouldn't even take notice you were there. It's so easy for you to hide. You disappear. You were the best camel ever, Owl. You should be proud of your colors. Well, now that you put it this way, I can see it might be an advantage on occasions, but what about my beak? Look at my beak. I have such a small, wiggly beak. And, well, look at you, Toucan. You have this wonderful, yellow, long, beautiful beak. In comparison to mine, mine is rubbish. Dear Owl, says Toucan, sometimes when I try to sit on a branch, especially if I come speedy and I try to sit there, I have a hard time finding my balance. It's not very easy for me. Plus, what would you do with a beak like mine? You don't eat fruit. I enjoy having a banana or two. But you, I know you're a predator bird. I know you like to catch prey. How would you do that if you didn't have your claws and your beak, the way it is shaped by nature? Yes, okay, I can see what you're talking about. But what about my crest? Shall I at least keep this crest of mine I've put on my head? I very much look like you, my dear woodpecker. can I keep that disguise for a little while? Dear owl, keep it all you like. But you see, if you do keep it, we will be able to see where you are, and others will be able to see where you are. And mind you, I think the reason I have this red crest is from all the migraine I get occasionally by pecking on wood so much. I wouldn't advise you to do that. I need to do it in order to find my food because I eat insects, little worms, juicy, tasty worms that I find inside the little holes I make. But you, why would you need a crest like mine? Why would you need to peck on wood like I do? I am who I am, and you are what you are. You needn't be like anyone else. Oh, friends, I hadn't thought of all these attributes you gave me, these merits I see now. I see myself through your eyes. Owl, her friend said, you are a wonderful bred. You are the ninja among us. When you set off a tree, no sound is heard. When you sit on a tree, nobody can find you unless you hoot. And then, one day, a companion worthy of your company will find you, and you will fall in love, and you will have many little eggs from which out will come many little owlets, and you'll be the happiest owl in the world. You just wait and see. Well, all right. If you put it that way. I feel much better now, to be honest. I didn't feel very good with all these leaves and these petals on my feathers and my chest. I think I'll get rid of them now. Perhaps we should fly to the Emerald Lake and have a swim so I can get rid of all the mud that's stuck in my feathers. That's an excellent idea, her friend said. And together, all the friends, with whatever appearance each one had, with whatever skills they would manage, flew from the owl's tree up that cliff into the Emerald Lake, and they had the time of their lives. I don't think Owl tried to be like anybody else after that. I do hope she had the bright future that her friends foretold her. And you see, this little owl, it could be each and any one of us. Each and any one of us with our own beauty, outside and inside, our own skills, our own very special characteristics. And we needn't be like anyone else, and nor do we need to try. All we can do is try to have the best time in this one little life we have with what we're given by nature, and enjoy ourselves. I trust you enjoyed my owl story, but it's not going to be all birdies today, because I have another riddle for you. And here we are. Thank you, dear Baden. It is a lovely story. Do share it with children. They need to hear it. And for the children listening today, tell your friends you love them. And you needn't say the words, I love you. You just tell them what you like about them. It's always nice for you to tell and for them to hear. So, here comes our next riddle. Baden, shush. So, I'm a fruit that's tart or sweet. In a cider, I'm a treat. I come in yellow, red or green. A tasty fruit that's often seen. I'm a fruit, not a banana, pear or plum. In pies or slices, I'm always fun. What am I?
An apple?
An apple! Look at this juicy thing.
Well, now you're gonna make me
red
hungry.
and shiny. Mm.
And apple slices go great on sandwiches. Just cut them thin.
Ooh, never tried it. Will do. Thank you. Apples are magical. They come in so many myths and stories, and even in religion they're used. Yeah. I'm sure you had no idea, Brayden, right?
So
But our
apples
story
in
does not.
sandwiches, you've got to have honey. You put honey and sandwich and apples together in sandwiches.
Honey and apples in a sandwich. I like apple and honey. I wouldn't put bread around it though. Thanks for the idea anyway.
One last thing, Despina. Did you know there are over 7,500 different varieties of apples grown around the world?
Ooh, I didn't.
75. For you, Baden, that's
Wow.
7,500. Yes. And
The people love
at
them
least
so
in the
much.
States, if we can find 5 different varieties, we're lucky.
Now, I visited Amy, my lovely Amy, in October after the Much One Luck. And Amy Douglas, that is, for the people who don't know her. And she lives in a very quiet area. I think Mike told me that there's a little verse that talks about that area and the neighboring one that like they are quietest all over England. Must have been a valley because the sound doesn't hit anything, so it's spread all over the plain. And Mike, do you remember what was the verse you told me about them being quiet?
Clun and Clungunford, Clunton and Clun, 4 of the quietest places under the sun.
Ah, there you go.
And we took you to the Sun in Clun pub, and we gave you a pickled egg and scratchings.
Oh, will you
just
stop
to prove.
reminding me? I'm trying so hard to forget that experience. Right. So, around that area where Amy lives, there are so many apple trees, and people would not, when you take your fill, you don't bother to do anything else with it. But people would gather the apple, put them in large coffins outside their houses, and put a little sign that said, "Take for free." They would just gather it for other people. That was so lovely. I really liked that. However, our story does not start with an actual apple as yet. It starts with a little sapling of an apple tree that grew from the earth in the forest, and it started spreading its little body towards the sky. And when it became a young tree, it would look up in the sky at night among the greenery, among the canopy from the other trees, and it could see these bright diamonds in the night sky. Well, the little sapling tree obviously didn't know those were stars, but it knew they looked wonderful, and it really wanted to grow bigger and touch them if it could. But try as it might, it stretched its body upwards, and it stretched its branches, and oh, this feels nice, by the way. You can stretch too if you like. Oh, stretching is so nice. It stretched and stretched all his branches upwards, but he could not touch those diamonds in the sky. Mother Nature happened to pass from that part of the woods, and Mother Nature saw that the little tree was not feeling very well. It looked frustrated and in a really nasty mood, and she asked, "Little tree, is something bothering you?" Yes, something is bothering me indeed. You see, look up there in the sky. Do you see these diamonds? Do you mean the stars? Is that what they are? Yes, look at the stars in the sky. They're so beautiful. But I have all these very big, very high, very tall trees all around me, and they cover the sky with their branches and their leaves. But I can peek through them, and I can see these bright diamonds. Stars, you said? Yes, I can see them in the sky, and I hope someday I will be tall enough to just push a little further and touch them. Wouldn't that be nice? But I can't. I'm very short. I'm very small. When will I be bigger? Oh, little tree, you needn't worry about that. Things take time. You need to be patient. One day you will be as tall as all these trees you see around you. You just wait. Well, if there's nothing else I can do, I'll wait. And with this grumpy mood, the sun would come out in the morning and go down in the evening, and the moon would come up in the sky and go down in the morning, and the moon would be waning, and then it would be waxing, and then it would be full, and then all over again. And many, many months passed, and the little tree waited and waited. But I don't know if you know, children, they are not particularly patient creatures, especially if they need to grow up. They can't wait. And the little tree waited and waited, and many, many moons passed. But it only grew like a few centimeters. It was still very far away from the diamonds that Mother Nature had called stars. No matter how it stretched, no matter how it tried, no matter how it tried to lift itself from its roots and tried to stretch its branches towards the sky, it would only grow so much. And the next time Mother Nature passed from those woods, she stopped and went to check on the tree, and she said, "How are you, little tree? Are you feeling any better?" Not really, no. You see, I have waited just like you said. I tried to pull myself upwards from my roots to push, and then I tried to stretch my branches towards the stars, but I only grew like this big. I'm rubbish. I'm not good. I'll never grow up like the other trees around me. Oh, don't cry, little tree, Mother Nature said, and she used this handkerchief and put it on the tree's nose, and it blew it really loudly. I will not do that for you now. You can use your imagination. And then with another handkerchief, she wiped the tears out of its face, and she said, "You're not very patient, my dear. I told you you need to wait. It will take time, but eventually you'll see that you will become taller and bigger and closer to the stars you so much like. You just wait. Do this favor for me." All right, I'll wait a little bit longer. I don't know how much I can hold it, I'll try, the tree said. But really, it did try to be patient, not very successfully. It did try to push and pull and stretch. Well, seasons changed as the moon's phases changed in the sky, and there came the spring, and the little tree, for the first time, saw its branches getting greener and greener, and these wonderful green thingies appeared on the edges of its branches, and it had never seen anything like this. And for a while, it forgot it wanted to touch the stars. It was so taken aback from the transformation that was happening in its little body. And then more moons followed, and from the leaves out sprang little thingies that opened up and went white, and they smelled so nice. And again the tree forgot all about the stars and stretching and pulling, and eventually these little white things turned into these red fruit that hung from its branches. And they were beautiful, although they were kind of heavy and they were weighing the tree down. And the tree thought, this is nice, but it doesn't help me pull up towards the sky. And then it was winter time. And the tree, the little apple tree, shed all its leaves in order to save energy and go dormant throughout the winter. And when the next spring came, there she was, the beautiful vision that Mother Nature was, just strolling among the trees, passing around them, taking each and every one of them. And she came to the little apple tree. And she said, how are you? Are you feeling better? I see you have grown. Well, I have grown indeed, but I can hardly touch a star in the sky, you see. I have waited and waited and waited, and things changed outside and inside of me. But I still have not been able to touch a star in the sky. Oh, little tree, do tell, how was your time since the last time I saw you? What did you do? What happened? Well, at first, it was spring like now, and everything went green all around me after the rains, and I grew green, and these green things started appearing on my body, on my branches. Leaves, you mean? You grew leaves? That's what they called. Yes, I grew leaves. And then a little while later, from among the leaves, out came these white little thingies that opened up, and they smelled so nice. Flowers! Little tree, you grew flowers. Is that what they are? I don't know, they smelled nice. And when more moons passed, these flowers, they turned into these big, heavy, red things that hung from my branches. Little apple tree, you grew apples. Ah, I was wondering what they were. Well, you know, people came and they sat underneath my shadow, and they picked some of those fruits and they ate them, and they sang songs and they told stories and they had picnics, and well, it was nice, I guess, now that I come to think of it. Of course it was. Yes, but you see, Mother Nature, even though all this nice situation took place, I'm no closer to the stars than I was before. Oh, really? Really? Look at this. Do you see it? Yes, that's my fruit. Where did you find it? I have magic in my fingers. I touched your branch, and it grew leaves and flowers and fruit in a matter of seconds, and it gave me this. And I took this because I wanted to show you something. What do you want to show me? Look, she said, and with her finger she touched the apple, and the apple split in two. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I have cut your fruit, not vertically, horizontally, and I want you to look inside. Here, little tree, have a good look and tell me what it is you see. A star! I have a star! Do all my apples have stars? You see, what you were trying to be, what you were trying to reach, has always been inside of you. Now, this beautiful little story I heard from Maria Credali. She gave me that story in her interview in our podcast, Tell Muses, which is highly recommended to you all to have a listen to, because we have had wonderful people there. We have had Baba C, and we have had Mike Rust, and we have had so many people you already know. Baden, we
And
need
blessed with Evita.
to arrange something soon.
I
I have been so busy trying
Yes,
to catch stars. Yeah, I know. I will
Despina,
eventually. Yes, my love. Yes, Babasi.
why do people avoid apple growers?
Apple growers. No idea. Why?
Because they're seedy people.
Do you see that? Do you see Baden? He's pumped.
Yes.
This is like the emoji, exactly like it. That's beautiful. Right, so here we are. Ready for the next riddle? Yay! Babasi, not you. Baden, not you. I think it's Evita's turn. Here we are. I wear a red crown, but I am not a king. I wake people up without a morning ring. I have a loud voice and fancy tail feathers. I strut around proudly in all kinds of weathers. What am I, Evita? That's lovely. So, a cockerel. Or a rooster for our American friends, if any US kids might be catching up on this later. You
Yeah,
know,
we have to be
what a
careful what we
cockerel
call them.
is? It's a rooster. Yes, Babasi?
No, I said we have to be careful what we call them. Yeah, we call them roosters.
Yeah.
But I'll send you a private joke in a moment.
Yeah. I'm sure.
We call them bloody chooks.
No, I used to have three, or not I, some neighbor used to have three right opposite my bedroom window for years. There came a point when I no longer heard them. It was just part of everyday life, you know. But at first, it was a nightmare. And every time I said, tomorrow I'm having chicken soup. The next day I'm having chicken soup. One of these days it's going to be rooster soup, really. Okay, so here we go. Short version so we can have a song as well. Little girl, well, young woman actually, Margot, is so very beautiful but very, very poor. In order to make a living for herself, as she's an orphan, she has to go deep inside the woods and pick up sticks and bits and pieces from fallen trees and go to the market and sell them off for the rich houses that use them for their fireplaces, and so put a little food on her table. One day, as she's at the market selling off her wood, the town crier appears and he starts calling out to the people, "Hear ye, hear ye!" And everybody gathers because they know it's a royal decree. By the state of his velvety embroidered clothes and from the scroll he's opening up in front of them, he's got their attention before he opens up his mouth. Tomorrow all the ladies of eligible age are to present themselves in the yard of the palace for a weaving competition upon which the best weaver will become the prince's wife. Up he scrolls the scroll and he's off. And there's this great big excitement among the people in the market, and all of the mamas take their daughters back to the house to practice on their weaving skills. And Margot, she doesn't go back to the house, she goes back to the woods, and she starts walking towards the dark, deep forest, and she kicks rocks along the way, and she curses her like, why should she be so poor? Why should she be an orphan? Why should she have no mother to teach her how to weave? If only she could take part in that weaving competition. And she sits in a clearing underneath a big, tall tree, and she cries her heart out. And before she sees it, she hears a cock-a-doodle-doo approaching from behind her. And then all around she sees this very dark shadow, as if manifesting in front of her eyes. And out comes the blackest bird she has ever seen. That cockerel, that rooster. He's so black. He has a black beak and black beady eyes and black claws, obviously. And he speaks. Margot, sweet Margot, why are you crying? You would very much like to take part in the competition and have a chance at becoming the princess, would you not, Margot? I see you have a sweet eye for the prince, don't you? Oh, dear Rooster, what can I tell you? Yes, of course I would like to take part in the competition. All the girls my age will take part. Why shouldn't I? But you see, I don't know how to weave. Margot, what if I tell you that I can help you? I can help you take part in the competition and maybe even win, because I have this magical distaff, you see. Any kind of wool you put on it, any kind of material, any kind of raw material, any kind of ingredient you put upon it, you needn't touch it with your fingers. It just does all the work by itself, Margot. It weaves the finest thread. Would you like me to give it to you? Would you? Yes, please. Please, can I have it? I will give it to you, Margot. The only thing I ask is that if you take part in the competition and if you win in a year from now, I want you to remember my name. Will you do that? Gladly, of course I will. Yes, please. Can I have it, please? And there he hands her down the distaff, the magical distaff that weaves by itself. And she's all thanking him and grateful and hopping away when he calls out, Margot, are you forgetting something? What? What is it? Don't you want to know my name? Of course, how did I forget it? What is your name? I have a very special, a very peculiar name. It is classy. My name is Miss Tuletto. Oh, surely you will remember it. It's not very hard, right? Of course I will remember it. You're my benefactor. You've done me so much good. Thank you kindly. And off she goes. The next day, early in the morning, before dawn, she's out there in the palace yard. Soon, to her right hand side and to her left hand side, a big array of girls ready to weave take their place. Out of the palace comes the queen with her son and all their entourage, all the aristocrats, and the girls start weaving. And the queen passes from one girl to the next, and she doesn't like the thread that she sees. Oh, the next one has a very nice thread, but she tries to snap it with her hands and it snaps so easily. It's not strong enough. So she goes from girl to girl, and then she comes in front of Margot, and Margot has been using the distaff, and the distaff is weaving the finest thread that is as silk and white as a feather floating in the morning sun, and it glistens. And the queen sees that thread and she says, that is fine thread indeed. Stop weaving, girl. And she takes the thread in her fingers and she tries to snap it. It doesn't snap. She tries to snap it as hard as she can, but it won't snap. I think we have a winner. And she's not bad looking, my son, is she? Well, would you know, a great big wedding takes place, and Margot forgets all about her misery and all about her previous poor life. And now she's dressed in silk, and she has the best dresses, and she has servants to do her hair, and she's, you know what, you wouldn't expect it normally, coming from such different classes in society, but she and the prince actually get along, and he takes good care of her, he treats her nicely, and she falls for him deeply, and the two of them are very happy together. And just as she thinks that she couldn't get any luckier, well, the old king, who's been sick on the bed all this time, passes to the afterlife, and the prince, her husband, becomes king in his stead. And Margot, poor Margot, ex-Princess Margot, now becomes Queen Margot, and she's with child. Due time comes, and she delivers the most beautiful baby, and she's as happy as it gets. And she has forgotten all about her forest adventures. And she least expected when that pecking sound comes on her window at night, and she goes and opens up the window, and there he is, the black bird from the forest. Margot, sweet Margot, Queen Margot, surely you remember me, don't you? You do remember my name, Margot, yes? Of course I do. How could I forget? Dear Rooster, your name is Musty Little, right? Musty? No, Margot, that is not my name. Is it Ferdinando? No, Margot, that is not my name. Is it Michael? No. Babasi? No. Baden? No. Mike? No. Margot, you have forgotten my name. The one thing I asked you to do. If you do not remember my name, I will have your heart. Oh God, I don't know how I forgot it. Of course, I've been remembering you all this time. You never left my mind. It's just bad luck that I can't remember it today. Please, will you give me one more day? I will find it. It's somewhere in my head, I know. Margot, I will come back tomorrow night. If you don't remember my name, Margot, I will have your heart. And there he is, off in the night, dark as the night itself, deep into the woods. And normally, cockerels, roosters, they do not fly, but this one is a magical one. He does. He flies away and disappears in the wood. Now Margot spent a sleepless night scratching her head and touching her chin, but try as she might, she cannot remember that bird's name. Now the next day, she has scribes, the best, the most educated people in the palace, bring her long lists of male names, and she tries everything, but nothing feels right. It just doesn't click. And at night, when that pecking sound comes on her window, reluctantly, slowly, she goes and opens it up. Margot, sweet Margot, Queen Margot, have you remembered my name? Oh, dear bird, I tried so hard, but is your name this? No. That? No. That one? No. This one maybe? No. Margot, we had a deal. The only thing you had to do was remember my name, which I gave to you. I offered you my name, Margot, and you don't seem to be able to remember it. I will have your heart. Well, is there no other way? I am rich now, I have all this money. I've never seen so much money in my life. What if I give you money? I'm not interested in money. What if I build you, I'll have my workers build you this golden chicken coop, and instead of nails we'll put diamonds. What do you think? Would you like that? I am not interested in money nor gold, Margot. The only thing that me and my 7 sons need is an ungrateful royal heart. Surely there must be a way around this. Margot, Queen Margot, if you do not wish to give me your heart, what about your husband's heart? No, how could you say that? I love my husband. I would never. Margot, if you do not give me your heart, and you do not give me your husband's heart, why don't you give me your baby's heart? That's royal enough for me, and surely you and your loving husband can have another baby. My baby? For sake! Oh, don't! How can you even mention that? No, 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 no! I would never. Not my baby. Not for all malice in the world. You cannot have my baby. Margot, this is a fairy tale, so I need to come 3 times tomorrow. Tomorrow is your last chance, Margot. If you do not remember my name by tomorrow, I will have a royal heart to feast upon. And there he goes into the night, and Margot, poor thing, she spent another sleepless night. By morning she's so tired, she has these black circles underneath her eyes, and they're swollen because she has been crying, and her husband says her like that. She says, "Dear, what's wrong? I've had some nightmares. I have not slept very well. Pardon me, husband." All right, look, go and get some sleep because obviously you need it. I'll go on a hunting trip, but upon my return I want us to dine together. And Margot, try as she might, she cannot remember that bird's name. Evening comes. She's not slept at all. She does not look any better when her husband returns, and he says, "Dear wife, I see you haven't rested, but please let us dine together." "Oh, husband, please pardon me, I'm not in the mood." "No, come, my dear. I said dine together, and dine together we shall. Come on, I'll tell you the funniest thing that happened to me during my hunting trip today. Surely this will brighten your mood." So they sit on the table, the servants come, they bring them this food and that, and one dish is better than the next. You know how it is with royalty, they eat the very, very best. But she doesn't touch a grain of rice. Any dish that's put in front of her is totally indifferent to her. Listen, wife," he says. He doesn't seem to be very empathetic. "Listen what happened to me during my hunting trip," he says. "I was chasing my prey and I got further away from everybody else, so I found myself in the deep dark forest, and there I found a clearing, and I had never seen that place before, and the deer had disappeared already. So I stopped for a little while and had a look, and inside that clearing I saw the blackest bird you have ever seen, and he was sharpening his bill on a piece of wood and singing, and alongside him 4 chicks on one side, 3 chicks on the other side, 7 smaller roosters, all pecking their bills on wood and sharpening their bills and singing together. And it went like this, listen. If the lady could remember, if her memory would work, we would all grow very hungry, but my name she can't recall. Miss Toledo, Miss Toledo, Miss Toledo, Miss Toledo, Miss Toledo, Miss Toledo. Now isn't that the funniest story you've ever heard, my wife? Are you feeling better? Husband, you don't know what good you've done me. And she grabbed his hand and she kissed it, and after that they did dine together indeed. She had food and she enjoyed it. And at night, when the pecking sound came on her window, she was ready. She opened up the window. Margot, sweet Margot, Queen Margot, have you remembered my name? Is your name John Rowe by any chance? No, Margot, that is not my name. Is your name Wallace? No, Margot, that is not my name. Is your name? No, my name is not Ferdinando, and it's not Mustilito, and it's not none of the names you've given me fits, Margot. I will have your ungrateful royal heart, as per our deal. Is your name Mustiletto, and are you the black, evil rooster of the forest? How could you? Oh! Smoke came out of Mr. Ledo's holes that he had for ears, and out of his black nostrils on his beak, and he turned on his heel and disappeared into the night, and she went at the window and peeked outside as he disappeared into the forest, and a little while later, poof, there came an explosion, and after that, poof, 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 not sure, I lost the count, poof, just in case, 7 smaller ones. And there it was, Miss Toledo, the evil black forest of the wood, had disappeared forever. And you know what, that girl, she might have shared my memory skills, but she fared well. She had a good life. Along with her husband, they reigned together, they loved each other, their baby grew, and you know what? They did live happily ever after. And now, I have a little song for you. It is a nursery rhyme, and I'll give you the Greek version first, and then I'll give you, I'm very witty, you see, and I've turned it into English, an English verse, so I will give you the English version, and then we will sing part of it together. I don't care if it's chaotic, it can be in this song, because of Zoom. We don't mind, okay? So it goes like this. Όταν θα πάω, κυρά μου, στο παζάρι, θα σου αγοράσω ένα κοκοράκι. Το κοκοράκι, κικυρικικι, θα σε ξυπνάει κάθε πρωί. And here's what the song actually says. When I'll go, my darling, to the market, I'm gonna buy you a little baby rooster. The baby rooster, cock-a-doodle-doo, is gonna wake you when time is due. So, this is the beginning, the base of the song, and every time it goes accumulating a new animal from the market, yes? So we'll add more sounds, and I want us to cock-a-doodle-doo together. Shall we give it a try? Please unmute all the roosters and she-roosters among us.
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
Wait for it, Baba. Okay, here we go. Then, next time I visit my darling, the market, I'm gonna get you a little baby rooster. The baby rooster,
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
it's gonna wake you when time is due. Here we go, ready? Next time I go, my darling, to the market, I'm gonna get you a little baby chick. The little chick, caw-caw-caw, the little rooster,
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
is gonna wake you when time is due. Next time I visit my darling, the market, I'm gonna get you a little baby kitten. The baby kitten, meow, meow. The baby, caw, caw, caw. The little rooster
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
is gonna wake you when time is due. Okay, that's enough. Tell me what the animals you like every time you You add another one, and you need to remember. If you don't remember, use the kids. Have the kids do the voices, yeah?
Beautiful.
Despina,
Beautiful.
you're always a wonder, woman.
Thank you, my love.
Yeah.
Thank you, my love. So, John, do we have any other announcements for the people?
Well, we have tomorrow at 10 a.m. with Avita and myself. We are hosting our global story round, The Light Burning. We've done it 10 o'clock in the morning UK time, so we can invite people from Australia and the Far East and things where they don't have proper times. And
You little colonial.
Thank you.
and no, so and then next Friday we have the just a sec, I'm going to look it up. I can never, I always mispronounce her name, so I'm going to cheat.
Halanisami.
Halanasami. I
Yeah.
don't know. I knew that, Baden. Halanasami. I always get miss a syllable. Halanasami. Anyway,
Well, in this name, you mispronounced the accent on that name, but it's all right, John. We all love you anyway.
But at least, John, you didn't Mississippi. That's an
okay.
American joke.
No, yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's it sort of flows off the tongue, doesn't it? So anyway, D's on next Friday. And then it just carries on. Catherine Brophy is doing the following Saturday with the personal story swap, etc., etc., etc. But if you know anyone on the far side of the Atlantic, or no, not the far side of the Atlantic, far side of the Pacific, actually, that 10 o'clock in the morning would be more acceptable to, please let them know and please encourage them to be with us. Meanwhile, Despina, you were fantastic.
Wonderful.
I think
A wonder.
I think a round of applause. And yes, you were brilliant. Thank you all for coming. Bubba C, B, B and C, B, P, E, 8, D, A, Mike, Mike somebody who, I don't know who he is.
Is that crusty geezer from
Yeah,
West?
yeah. Western.
Who the hell are you calling crusty? You don't know anything about being crusty.
Who said I was talking about
I
him?
can do crusty really well. Okay, don't
Wasn't
worry
that a
about it.
clown?
Regine, we'll leave the boys arguing.
If the cat
Thank you for
fits,
coming, Regine.
Despina,
Thank
thank you for
John.
getting us the
It's been
skinny
lovely.
on the apples.
Rasheen, how's Wallace?
He's all right. Well, let's come and say
good.
hello.
Come and say hello.
He's been listening.
Wallace.
Hi, Wallace.
Waleed, as always, for flying the magic carpets.
Yeah.
Yay.
Come on in. I hope the kit's working out well. Yeah.
Laila Saida.
Breakfast
Good night,
to all.
everybody.
Lovely
Bye-bye.
evening.
Everyone stay the
Brilliant,
wonderful people
Despina.
they are. You too, Baden.
Okay, man.
Did you read I know you read my comments.
I'm
Despina, I sent you a DM.
gonna
I had
get
to
you.
clean it up.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Right, children.
No, I'm not going to
children,
say that because Despina's still here.
Behave, boys, behave.
behave.
What's the fun in
It's a
that?
children's program.
And we
Stop
kept it
behaving-
clean. And
Stop
he's a
behaving
child.
stop behaving like little boys. Right, bye.
Take
See
care,
ya.
everybody.
See
Bye.
you all. Bye.
Bye, darlings. Big kiss from Greece.
Thank you, Despina. Thank you, Roisin. Thank you, Waleed.
Thank you, Bubba C. Nice to see you.
Pleasure's mine. Okay, Waleed. C out. One day we're going to have to explain that.
There we go.